I would say that in a way EU stakeholders are serving in the public interest. All their acts and what they're doing is on behalf of the population and the citizens. And while doing politics or decision making, things can happen. You know, first we have the blame Brussels game that does not help at all. But second, we have also a kind of unbalanced representation, or also between business interests and other interests. And when it comes to business interests, they even say that they buy them in, or they buy legislative amendments on a very early stage. So what people really want in times of constant crisis, that we separate clearly between the administrative level, so what are stakeholders allowed to do, and the public sector. The whole ethics discourse, or the code of conduct discourse, started back in 2010 because of a huge wave of scandalization. There was this Keshoff Amendment scandal within the European Parliament, but it was then in 2012 that it was the first time that the Parliament gave himself, or staff and MEPs gave themselves a kind of code of conduct or a staff regulation. The Commission also, more or less at the same time, also established a code of conduct for commissioners and staff. What is interesting is that the Commission revised the code of conduct in 2018. The Parliament haven't done so. And if you compare the two codes of code of conducts, you can see that they're more or less doing the same. They try to say what is a conflict of interest. So, and conflict of interest mean to act on behalf of certain business interests, or also to have, for instance, if you are a shareholder, that you have shares from a certain company and you do decision making in this specific field where the company is acting. So they have to declare their financial interests. Secondly, they have to be transparent. So what both bodies do is that you can follow in a way how many interests or lobbyists a commissioner and the cabinet of a commissioner are meeting. So this is very transparent. You see it on the website of the Commission. The Parliament has established something equal, but it's more, it's not that elaborated, because only rapporteurs and shadow rapporteurs and bosses of chief of committees have to make transparent what kind of lobbyists they have met. If we're not taking care of this very fragile European project and taking care of citizens' mindset, we're losing it. You know, it's not that we can't take it for granted, because if people don't like it anymore, and if people don't want all the EU stakeholders anymore, it's in the will. At the end of the day, it's their will if this project goes on. And if they want more transparency, ethics, integrity, then we have to give it to them. At the moment, we have one ethics body for the Parliament. It's a toothless tiger, you know. We have one for the Commission, toothless. So it means that we need, in a way, sanctions or a kind of tools that if stakeholders, commissioners, etc., breaching the rules or the code of conduct, it's not enough that you say this is not allowed and you should stick to the rules. We have to, in a way, sanction it. It should not be a kind of shaming and blaming, but of course you can, for instance, if one is breaching the rules and he had a certain kind of office or was the president of a committee, then you can take this office away if he or she was has been breaching the rules. In the Commission side, it's the same. that, for instance, they don't get a pension anymore, or they have to resign. So there are powerful tools, but we really have to use them. Otherwise, this whole ethics debate just is a kind of, I would say, blue smoke. It's nothing. So it must be a progressive ethics body who is allowed to investigate, then to judge in a way, and to work closely together with the Ombudsman and also Olaf. And the thing is that the rules on the European levels are much stricter than the rules on the national level. So this is the good news, that we're doing pretty well, although there's still, I would say, a long way to go. But we're going in the right direction because the force of will is there. We joined forces. We have a joint transparency register where also the Council takes active part in now. So it is mandatory since 2021. So these are huge achievements. So, and I am very positive for the future that we can even go further and give people the transparency they deserve.